Welcome back to our series. Today, we're going to be talking about the head of all of the deadly sins, pride. There's a scary thing about pride in that with some of the other deadly sins, C.S. Lewis tells us, they can sometimes even kind of bring people together. When you think about, for example, falling into gluttony and misusing drink, well, you can have drinking buddies. But when it comes to pride, it's just isolating. It turns our whole life, our whole existence into a zero-sum game. All of a sudden, you're in competition with everyone. That ultimately there is no room for anybody else to do good. And the scary thing about pride is that it can even, as St. Augustine tells us, creep in and corrupt the good things. For example, making some good, strong, charitable work, serving others, and then all of a sudden thinking, well, how great I am. No one else can do this. I'm so much better than anyone else. All of a sudden, that good thing can turn into a source of mere competition, a zero-sum game, that I'm growing in charity more so than anybody else. The scary thing about that pride is it divorces us from reality. All of a sudden, we put ourselves at the center of everything. We have an example of that. Pride is the main sin of the devil. He put himself in the place of God, and therefore he fell. And the crazy thing about this is then there's never any rest. There's no way to ever be at ease because always you are in competition with everything. There can never be a letting down of your guard because someone else might sneak in there and take a better place. And ultimately with pride, that better place is for you. So he said, that's not reality. That's not what God wants for us. We work for the greater glory of God and the salvation of souls, not merely striving to become the king of the hill myself. Because when that's where you are, you can always get knocked off. And that's not the place that we're called to. We're not called to that isolated top of the hill. Rather, we're called to communion. Another way that we can place ourselves at the center is with a sense of false humility. Rather than, I'm the greatest in the world and I'm at the center because I'm so amazing. Rather, I'm so terrible. I'm the worst of all. There is no way I can ever be forgiven. And that despair, once again, takes us out of reality, puts us at the center, but in a different way. Rather than being the most glorious, I'm the most wretched and unforgivable.